At the end of Thomas's branch line, there's a yard. There's a turntable, a windmill, and an engine shed where Thomas, Percy, and Toby sleep. This yard is in the town of Farquhar, near the quarry where Mavis works. One day, Duck the Great Western Engine had come into the yard with its long train.
"Hello, Duck," said Percy. "What are you doing here? Got any grapes?"
"Hello, Percy," said Duck. "I've come to stay here until Tidmouth Sheds has been repaired."
"Got any grapes? Why, what happened to Tidmouth Sheds?
"Do you have any grapes?" "James had an accident. He'll be needing repairs too." "Yes, Gordon took him to the works. Oh, they had a fallout recently."
Oh dear, I hope Gordon and James can make amends with each other soon."
"I'm sure they will." Thomas the tank engine was tired of being ignored, so he went to work. The turntable in the yard was only designed for small engines. Big engines like Gordon would not be able to fit, but little tank engines like Thomas would. Today, Thomas was in a bad temper, and he was being very careless. Thomas's driver had forgotten to couple him from the truck. Then there was trouble. The turntable started to turn.
Oh!
Because he wasn't uncoupled, the truck started dragging Thomas along with him. "Stop, stop," Thomas hollered, but it was no use. The truck kept turning, and Thomas fell over. Ouch. Soon, Sir Topham had arrived on Harvey. "This is a turntable, Thomas," he said sternly, "not a carousel. Perhaps shunting at the flour mill will teach you not to be so careless."
"But who will look after my branch line, sir?"
"Doc will do your work." Thomas was cross. Thomas watched as Duck parted with Annie and Clarabelle. In a huff, he started towards the flour mill. The flour mill had a barrel loader. If a flatbed wasn't positioned just right, it would miss. Thomas was being careless again. He hadn't backed up far enough for the barrel to land in the flatbed. Then there was trouble. The barrel loader thought that the flatbed was already in, and poor Thomas's head was hit by a big barrel. It was stuck. "Now you've done it, you silly engine," said Thomas's driver, positioning the barrel upright again. Now Thomas had to take his train to the bakery. Meanwhile, Percy the small engine was ready to go to the quarry. He started out towards the points. Thomas was going through the same direction. Thomas didn't see Percy until it was too late. It was a terrible mess. Thomas couldn't believe it. This was the third mistake he made today, as if this episode were written by Sharon Miller. Percy was going to be late, and the line was now blocked. Just then Sir Topham had arrived. Thomas, Sir Topham Hatt sighed. "Today is just not your day, is it?"
"I suppose not, sir,"
said Thomas. He felt very silly indeed. Some time had passed and traffic was already building up. Thomas wished more than anything for someone to come rescue him. Just then, Duck arrived with a crane. Percy was very happy to see Duck, but Thomas would have rather had someone else come to the rescue. Finally, everything was put back on track. "Well done, Duck," said Sir Topham Hatt. "Thank you, sir," said Duck.
"Thank you for rescuing us, Duck," said Percy. "You're the best."
"A really useful engine," added Sir Topham Hatt. "Now, Thomas, you must be off with that flour before you make a fourth mistake." And everyone laughed. Even Thomas smiled.